Thank you for joining me on my channel here in the YouTube universe. My name is Vicki-Lynne, and if you're new to my channel, welcome, welcome. If you are one of my subscribers, welcome back. And don't forget, hit that subscribe button if you're not, because you know what? It says that 68% of you who watch my videos aren't even subscribed. What are you doing? We need to subscribe. If you've been following along on my journey, I have decided to kind of go back to slow living, is what I'm calling it. And you know what that means? It's just doing things a little bit more basic. And the one thing that I am late to the show about is sourdough. I mean, everybody's doing sourdough. I totally missed that during COVID and all that other fun stuff. It seemed like it was one, too much work, and too much responsibility, to be honest. But now I am on the sourdough train and I'm bringing you along. We're going to learn as we go. Technology is a wonderful thing until things get deleted. So I have actually already started this 5 days ago. I started on January 1st. It is now January 5th. So I do have some starter doughs going, but when I went to transfer it over to start editing, guess what? I could not find any of that. So we are going to start from scratch. I'm going to keep these ones going anyway. I hope you join me on this journey. I am actually doing 2 sourdough starters. The one I just showed you, that is a regular flour gluten one. And I'm also doing one for my goddaughter who is gluten-free. And I'm seeing how things go. Apparently a sourdough starter is very easy to do. So far mine has been behaving quite well. Not doing too bad. But I'm going to start again so that I can show everybody exactly step by step on what you want to do. Now I did find this at Aldi and just decided I probably needed it. You don't. Honestly, what you do need are some glass jars, a couple of elastics, and a food scale are basically all that you need. And of course your flour and some water. Again, very simple. So we are going to start, and I'm going to just take you, I'm just going to redo the regular starter dough, the gluten one. And it's exactly the same for the gluten-free. Just be aware that the gluten-free one takes at least 10 days. So you're going to have to feed it for 10 days. And then it should be good. But we're on day 5, so I'll let you know when I get there. But it's feeding time for my other ones. Those ones, my alarm goes off every day at 2:30, and I come into the kitchen and I feed them. So I'm going to show you how we start sourdough. Leave me some comments down below if I'm doing something wrong. Please help me. But so far this year, I've made my own cleaning products. I have made my own yogurt. I am making my own soy milk. I am trying to use I'm trying to use up all the stuff in my cupboards and my freezer before I buy more stuff, except for some fresh. And so far, I'm really loving it because things aren't going to waste because I'm not buying extras and I'm meal prepping from whatever I have. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our jar. So we want to zero this out. I'm going to put my jar on there. We are going to zero it out again. We are going to add in 50 grams of flour. There we go. You kind of want to be precise when you start. The next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to use water that is purified. It doesn't have any chlorine in it, any of that fun stuff. We are going to zero this out again. You could leave it and then just add till you get to 100, but I'm just going to zero it out. We are going to add in our water. There we go. Close enough. We're just going to get rid of that. And now all you're going to do is you're going to stir this very, very well. Make sure everything is incorporated. And a spatula, I think, is like the best thing to use because you can scrape down the sides. Then what we're going to do is we are going to put our elastic around to where it is. try to even that out a little bit. You're gonna put your lid on. You're gonna keep it in a nice warm spot. It doesn't have to be heated or anything. You can leave it in the oven with just your oven light on if you have an oven. My kitchen is pretty warm, so I'm just going to leave it in the kitchen. We have our sourdough starter from yesterday, and it is starting to bubble. I don't know if you can see it. So what we're going to do is we're going to take out 50 grams of the sourdough and we're gonna feed it. And we have our scale at 0. So we're gonna take out 50. There we go, perfect. Sorry, I can't have messes, it drives me crazy. All right, so we have 50. Now we are going to feed it with 50 grams of flour. There we go, 100 grams. Now we're gonna clear it again, and now we're gonna do 50 grams of water. So it's always equal parts of your sourdough starter, your flour, your water. We are going to stir this really, really well. I am going to transfer it to this container, and we're going to leave it somewhere that it's nice and warm. So with my place, depending on the weather, my house can be cold or it can be overly hot. Today there's no sun, so I am actually going to put this in the oven with just the light on, just to give it a little extra heat, just to help it along a little bit. And we're gonna put our elastic band on there. This just shows you if it's bubbling and growing. It is kind of like a living thing. All right, so we're going to put that aside. And guess what time it is? We're on day 4. So we are going to give our sourdough a nice stir, incorporate everything really, really well. And then we are going to zero this out, and we are going to remove 50 grams. We're zeroing that out, and we're going to get 50 grams out. Now we're going to zero that out again because we're going to feed it. And then we're going to add in 50 grams of flour. Perfect. Zero it out one more time, and then we're going to add our 50 grams of water. Ooh, I went a little over. Okay, we're going to give this a big stir. And just to balance it just slightly, I'll just put a sprinkle of flour in there. There we go. I'm going to cover that, and we'll put that aside. Now our gluten-free is coming along. It has grown. I don't know if you can see it has grown above. I'm going to remove 50 grams. That's our discard. Now we are going to go 0. So we are going to add 50. There we go. To that, we're going to zero it out again and add 50 grams of water. Perfect. I'm just going to transfer it to a clean cup. Wash this out. We are here on day 6 on the sourdough starter. Yay! We're getting close to being able to use it. Okay, so I have our sourdough starter. This is now 6 days old. Starting to get that fermenty smell. Loving it. And it grew twice as much, so that's really good. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to give it a stir. We're going to give it a stir just to make sure it incorporates everything. And now we have our scale. It's at 0. We want 50 grams of our sourdough starter. Close enough. And again, you can always add if you want to, like in your head, if it's 50 and then you're going to add 50, it would be 100. We have 50, zero it out again, and now we're doing 50 of the water. Then we're going to give this a stir, and then we need another new clean container for this. We're just going to pour that in. Just going to make sure that it's kind of equal or level. Rubber band. So now we know that the one with the steel top this is our 6-day-old one. Tomorrow will be 7. All right, so now we have our gluten-free one, and we're going to take out 50 grams of this. Close enough. Going to zero that out. We have 50. Going to zero it again. We're going to add in our water. All right, I'm going to add in, I was going a little too fast there. I'm going to add in 9 grams of flour just to balance it. Perfect. We are going to give this a stir. Hello! Welcome back to the Sourdough Starter Trilogy. We are on day 4. Day 4. It didn't grow very much last night. I don't know what happened. It's not feeling it, I guess, but it's only day 4. We are fine. We cannot do anything without our scale. So we are going to take half of this. I think I'm going to take 75 grams of this instead of the 50. I'm going to add whole wheat flour today because sometimes it likes that better. We're gonna do 75 of the whole grain flour. So now we're gonna add 75 of the water. Perfect. All right, we're gonna give this a good stir. I'm getting excited about making a sourdough loaf on the weekend to wrap the elastic around it. Okay, now we're going to do day 8 for our gluten-free one. And so we're gonna give this a stir first. And I think I'm going to just add this in here. I'm gonna see if I have 75 for this one too. I'm gonna feed a little bit more. Okay, we're gonna go for 80. What the heck? 82. 82. Again, you just need to have equal parts of the starter, the flour, and the water. So we're gonna do 82. Or we're gonna try not to stress. I'm kind of stressing. If you know anything about me, I am a rule follower. Oh, there we go, 81. I think we're gonna leave it at 81. And then add in our water. I know it's a little bit more, but with the gluten-free, we're okay with a couple of grams more. And then we're just going to mix this. And I don't know if the teff flour is like the best. I did watch some videos that said teff was good, but I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I saw a lot of people using brown rice flour, so I don't know. All right, we're gonna put our lid on just gently so some air gets in there. And then we're just gonna feed our last one that's on day 8. Also, same thing. As you can see, there's some bubbles. So this one is actually, I think, going to be okay. All right, we're back on the sourdough train. My sourdough has been in the fridge overnight, fermenting, doing what it's supposed to do, I think. We're gonna find out. So we want to put our Dutch oven into the oven while we are preheating it. And you want this to be really hot, so you're gonna put it in and let it warm up for 30 minutes because we need our pot to be very, very hot. So I'm gonna do that now. Right. So we have our parchment paper. I like to sprinkle mine up because it just makes it sit better. We are going to dust this with a little bit of flour. Now I didn't have like a banyan bag or a thing. I just used a floured tea towel. It does look really good. And then we're supposed to turn it over. Perfect. Just gonna dust the top a little bit. Okay, so our pot is screaming hot. I'm going to take your bread and gently lower it. Put the lid on. We're going to put this back in the oven and we're going to cook this for 25 minutes. All right, so it's cooked now for 25 minutes. Whoa, look at that. Now we're gonna put this back in the oven. I've lowered the temperature to 425 and we're gonna let it cook for another 10 to 15 minutes. Just keep an eye on it. She looks beautiful. I'm impressed. There she is. Now be very careful. This is very super hot. We're just gonna let it sit on a thing until it cools down a little bit. But look how beautiful she is. Isn't that gorgeous? Can't wait to have a slice of that. I hope you've enjoyed this sourdough journey with me. I've actually learned a lot. That bread was delicious. It's much lighter and fluffier than my no-knead bread, but there is a lot more work. So leave me a comment down below. Do you do sourdough? How do you do it? Again, always looking for more information. Teach me, please. Until next time, guys, we'll see you soon.